Okay, well, we're here at the Hawaii County Civil Defense Emergency Operations Center, or EOC, and I'm Darryl, Oliveira, Administrator for Hawaii County Civil Defense. Currently, we're in the planning phases and monitoring phases of the current system with Hurricane Iselle. And we just came out of an 8 o'clock briefing with the National Weather Service and received the latest information on its track and its current intensity and what challenges or impact it may have. Right now we're looking at Hawaii County or Hawaii Island experiencing the initial effects of the storm system by Thursday afternoon. By sometime later today, we expect the National Weather Service to upgrade the threat level and actually put us into a watch. And currently the system is so far away it doesn't meet the thresholds or the time elements to put us into that watch. As the public is aware that we're 48 hours out, that's when we could see within 48 hours the effects of a system. When we're put on a watch, within 36 hours we're put on a warning. So at this point the storm is still further than 48 hours out. We are tracking it. It's a Category 3 hurricane presently. What we expect to see over the next 48 plus hours is a continuing weakening per the National Weather Service, but we still could experience tropical storm force impact, which would mean winds up to 74 miles an hour, rains, heavy rains, even thunder showers, and we definitely would be experiencing or plan on experiencing some high surf and surge. Last forecast was as much as 10 to 15 foot surf affecting the island. The current track shows it going directly over the Big Island. That does have a margin, what they call cone of error, cone of deviance, that again the system could change its track and path, so we're going to continue to monitor it very closely.
Okay. Now I guess one of the main thing I guess to talk about now is what can people start doing now to make everything go a little smoother for everybody?
Well, one of the things is it's never too early and it's never too late to be preparing for something like this. We know that we don't want people running around on Thursday trying to stock up on water or supplies, batteries. So the more they can do in advance, the better. And one of the big things we know that coming up this Saturday is the primary election. And if possible, we'd like to encourage people to go out and exercise their rights to vote early. Go to the polling places for early voting. Take care of that before Thursday, because the polling places are open until Thursday for early voting. And that would eliminate any problems that could be experienced post-impact of the storm and going into the weekend.
Yeah, because Saturday could be problematic if there's...
Definitely. We could have issues with just road problems, traffic, we could have trees down, power lines, etc. So the more people can do ahead of time rather than wait to the last minute, the less chance of problems on Saturday over the weekend.
We talked a little bit off camera, but when I heard you speak in Honoka'a about supplies, how the stores are going to be, I guess probably they're going to be stocked, maybe prepared for this. What could be a run on things like water and stuff like that? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, this morning I was at least one of the vendors at KTA, and they hadn't experienced yet any form of a run, but we have heard after the 8 o'clock briefing that some other county staff did encounter situations at Walmart and other stores where they've already basically sold out their stash or their stacks of water and other things. So yes, there may be a run taking place right now, and people should just be patient and try not to hoard, get what they need, and basically if there's other means such as just filling containers at home when we talk about water, to do that rather than run out and buy bottled water.
The bathtub trip.
Yeah, you can store a lot of water in your bathtub, buckets, especially if you're talking for sanitation purposes, not necessarily for drinking and potable water, but you can store water in containers for sanitation.
This will be primarily, I don't know, primarily is the right word, but a rain and wind event, I guess.
And surf.
And surf.
Yeah.
And then I guess we're going to experience this first one, but then we're not going to have much time, potentially, possibly, to catch our breath, correct?
Right. Currently, as forecasted, Iselle is supposed to reach the Big Island on Thursday. As forecasted, it should pass over in a matter of 6 to 8 hours, and then followed up on Sunday with the possible impact from Julio. So yes, we'll have a few days break between, ideally, and again, we're hoping that both systems continue to weaken and maybe even change tracks.
Can you remember any time there's been two big storms like this right after another?
I can't recall, but I'm sure it's happened in the past. And again, just a good reminder, we're very vulnerable sitting here in the middle of the Pacific, and with the conditions being as forecasted for an El Nino year with warmer seawater, and as they had told us earlier in the season, this is going to be a busier than normal hurricane season, and it's starting out that way.
Just from the county level, what the county is starting to prepare or gear up to do? Are you guys already, I know you talked about elections a little bit, but anything that the county is already considering, like Parks and Rec or meetings or anything you can offer at this point in time, kind of early?
Well, some of the things that have been ongoing since the beginning of hurricane season with our Department of Public Works is the clearing of culverts and inspecting of those drainage areas to make sure that, again, if we have heavy rain events, we don't have any problems with the runoff. So they've been doing that earlier this summer. We've seen improvements, or we've seen the benefits of that with those prior rain events that came through, remnants of Fausto, et cetera. So they've been doing a great job getting out there and making sure our drainage ways and stream beds are all clear, culverts are clear, et cetera. The other thing is we are basically keeping those stakeholder agencies informed of the latest so that they can keep their employees informed and to initiate whatever internal plans they have. As an example, every department that has backup power generators is going through their checklist and making sure they have adequate fuel if we have extended power outages, etc. Making sure all their generators are serviced and operable. Other things, as you mentioned, the elections department, we do have an election coming up on Saturday, so partnering with them and identifying what needs or special needs they would have to ensure that they can allow and support the community's right to vote and participate in the election. And we'll be meeting later this afternoon with our Parks and Rec department and American Red Cross to talk about sheltering, so that as soon as we move into a watch status, we can start messaging to the public, keep them informed as far as where those shelters will be and where they can go to take refuge.
And that word will be disseminated as per normal channels, I guess. But if people want to prepare to find it quickly, is there a website that they should be?
Yes, you can actually go to the state civil defense website. Then they have a published list of all the shelters for all islands, so you can see the closest shelter in your neighborhood, as well as if you have family members that may need some help in identifying where they should go, you can direct them to that site or give them the information. And again, we will be putting out that information in our radio messages, as well as posting on our webpage once we go public with when we're going to open the shelters and when people can start going to them to take shelter.
And school, anything about school that we should know?
Tomorrow morning, after the 8 o'clock video conference across the state, we would have a better idea as far as when the schools, if their schedule will change, when that change may take place. Obviously, the safety of the students and the faculty is first and foremost, so all the stakeholders, DOE, our office, the mayor's office, everybody's participating in those discussions so that we can make a timely decision and keep the students and their families informed if school will be closed, and if so, when and for how long.
And final question. This just occurred to me now. People with air travel, does that figure into this at all, and how that works?
Yeah, I guess if the public was here during our EOC briefings, you'll see that we have every state, federal, county, agency, even private sector, and one of the players at the table is Department of Transportation, both highways, harbors, and airports. So the airports currently are open. If there's going to be any cancellation or changes in flight status, the carriers would make those calls. They'd pass it on to the airport administrators, and we can then share that with the community in some of our messaging. So yes, travelers should expect delays, like with any weather event that occurs elsewhere across the country, but we will do our best to make sure that information is passed on if there's going to be any airport closures or any impact to the air travel. Yeah.
Anything else you can think of?
No, just everybody prepare and get ready, and hopefully it passes us and there's no impact. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you
So much.